This is the VanillaTV with the ETF2L Grand Final, sponsored by eSports between Epsilon Gaming and TCM-Gaming, or Epsilon eSports and TCM-Gaming. You're with Arx, Beta and Comedian. This is the third map decider. The winner of this map will win the cash and the stash, and Arx running you to middle.
I'm sorry, that was absolutely impressive by the two Epsilon scouts. Just ran straight underneath the point, focused the demo man immediately behind the train, and he's got down, and for some reason there just wasn't any damage over on them. So many of the TCM players there were trying to focus down R2. He didn't really take any damage. Well, okay, he did pick up the health pack, I do believe. Yeah, he did. So he did take some damage, but that was just an amazing strategy from the Epsilon scouts, both of them full of confidence, straight underneath the bridge, up their side of the ramp, behind the train, just two-shot the demo man pretty much. And that just, well, messed everything up for TCM.
So it looks like the most important thing again though was byte survived. They did use their Uber to stop that spy. There is a back cap going on at the moment. Someone's going to have to go back for it. Someone did by the looks of it. hocz actually cratered in the end. Still time on point though for Epsilon. Again, it looked like hymzi and Zebbosai coming up top to stop that. But they've lost 4 players, Arx, and they're going to get it in the end quite easily, really.
Yeah, they're taking this spy. Some nice pressure there from wltrs. He was actually going to try and beat the soldiers back to last, but another soldier of hocz had respawned, so he had to stop that push. Now, we do have Rebeli running heavy, sitting on the last point. TCM, Ubers are around the same, so it's just going to be a case of who builds it quicker, and even then I think it'll probably be about even. So, oh, Scout's actually coming in, putting a bit of pressure on them. Rebeli does take down Gear, who was a soldier who looked like he wanted to go in from the side. And Epsilon have lost 2 players already, but in exchange for that heavy.
Yeah, that's probably like a good trade. Probably heavy doesn't have to run that far anyway if he stayed heavy, and in fact he didn't in the end. Switched over. No, sorry, he did. I thought he's probably just mucking around. But
Stefan's now on spy.
Yeah, I was going to say, my next key giveaway was going to be which player will get the first stab kill as spy. Which player will get the first... in fact, which player will get the first melee kill, and I'll include spy on it. Okay, so there we have it. First player to get the first melee kill.
Oh, so basically people are going to go for Stefan now, but he's been taken down. So, oh, soldier did jump in, actually got a lot of time on there, but 3 players already down for Epsilon here. They have just used their Uber now just to save the remaining players, and I think they're going to probably try and come in and see if they can get that Uber out, but there's just too much pressure on them with that heavy there. Scout's actually still dancing around the medic. Soldier jumps up and takes him down as well, so Epsilon, their medic has gone down, but all the rest of their players have just got the respawns. Now, the question is, are TCM going to overextend here and push out too far? Scout is still harassing that medic by actually staying alive there, had just under half health. But this is a bit wild.
There we have it. Just confirming that on Source TV as well. So, quite steady game at the moment. Not as fast as Granary. 26 minutes remaining. Would you say, well, I was going to say, would you have expected TCM to push out then, Arx? Because of F2 going down. Well, we're not sure who it is yet. Royze or F2, in fact. I'm still going to go with Royze, by the way. So, would you expect him to push out slightly earlier when he went down?
No, I don't think they could, because just of the number of players that were alive, they still had 5 players, and you can't make that kind of push. Stefan's actually, I was going to say, he might be going in for the back cap. He did look like he tried from 2 different entrances, but he got C. And, oh, who's that? We do have a scout standing up on the spire now, jumping around. He is very weak, though. That's hymzi. He's surely going to get taken down. There we go. And Epsilon holding that spire. And, well, they have their Uber as well, so we can see a push coming in.
They are going to come in, they have Ubered, and we're going to go switch over to the comms just after this. kaidus doing a good job to try and block it, and wltrs and Extreme are doing their best to shut them down, and in the end, they have lost the first point, and this is a great chance to see what they say.
Canyon underneath. Oh, sorry, kaidus, sorry. Canyon underneath. Sorry, hymzi, couldn't get you.
Very quiet as the round begins, but here we go.
Okay.
Be there in 4 kaidus. With you now. Push it.
Soldier shit house.
Soldier shit house on kaidus.
Soldier wing shoulder down.
Focus. You've got full health.
Demo house.
Medic
Just
down.
got
That's a white. Just he's in house. Let's go. Someone
I'm on
cap.
stone already. I don't see him.
Comms.
Nah, he's
Where is he?
on fire.
Good comms by TCM. Quite clear, Arx. Probably quite professional.
Yeah, very, very controlled push there onto middle. There wasn't really any element of panic at all. No one was saying, you know, medic, get on me, I'm weak, we're in trouble. It was all just, okay, here's this player, let's kill him, let's push, let's cap, let's move up. And they've now taken this Spire, and they've got their Uber pushed into last, so if this push goes to plan, then well, it could be a very quick round.
Let's just see if it is going to be a quick round, though. They are going to run to the point with their Uber, but Epsilon putting up a good defense again. They seem to be quite good at holding last, to tell you that. Stefan coming in behind TCM, still time on point, someone comes into block, and Epsilon look like going to come up on top, and it's almost a wipe. There's only Byte left up, and it would have been good to hear the comms, but unfortunately we just handed them back, Arx.
Yeah, there's the thing is, there's enough time on point that they can't just push out with their players immediately. However, they have got tags on both of the scouts, really, or at least one of them, should I say, is being watched. As he falls back to middle. Soldier's jumping in. It looked like he wanted to go for the medic but couldn't see him, so went for a soldier instead, but didn't manage to take him down. Actually, hymzi is behind them. He's going for the medic. Didn't manage to get him either. There was 5 players defending him, so I wouldn't have expected him to. Now, other interesting thing that's going on, Zebbosai is running sniper at the moment. I don't think anyone's seen him. Scout has come through Valley. He has looked up, so he's probably also called him that they have a sniper, or at least pressured him enough to go back. Now Epsilon pushing forward. Demonman's jumped over to join his soldiers and force him out of the train, and TCM aren't going to be able to come back and contest this mid.
No, interesting choice of the sniper then as well. Probably didn't really do much in the end. May have intimidated a bit, but both soldiers came jumping in. It would have taken a very good shot to get them. Zeb still opting to snipe, but they've Ubered in behind him, so he's probably going to get isolated here. He does get isolated. It looks like Gear came rocketing in, does take down Zebbosai. Scout coming in behind him though, so he gets taken down in return, but Epsilon getting time on the point at the moment. And Byte did have to use his Uber to block that, so they did use their Uber to hold it, Arx, and probably going to go back to all square with Epsilon holding that middle area. Interesting to see though, we were talking about Zeb beforehand, but we have, as you said, we haven't really seen any of the jumping in like we did on Snakewater.
Yeah, true. He's been a lot more reserved, a lot more conservative. He has changed back to soldier now. But yeah, no real aggressive jumps, which is surprising.
Yeah, I mean, again though, it's like it's just one of those maps, isn't it? It's just so much to jump over, I guess, on Badlands that you just get seen too early. Snakewater, I guess, there's a little bit more cover, so you can come flying around the corners at the top of the map. Maybe, but as we see Epsilon looking like they want to come through house, just baiting, like it's almost faking Valley, sorry. But they're just hanging around at the moment. Still plenty of time in favour of both teams, really. 21 minutes remaining. And here we go now. They have come through to the choke point. Byte's used his Uber, so that Uber got forced. Epsilon did use that slightly later, but they haven't really made the most of it at the moment. Now Byte is isolated, falls back, does get a shot on the crossbow on someone in the end. Not sure who got it on, but they did survive. All of their players still up, their damage dealers are still up, and Extreme is the only one down really for Epsilon, and they've fallen back already again, Arx.
Yeah, TCM did lose their soldiers. Zebbosai jumped into middle, and that was what prompted the Epsilon push. Kaidus actually did a good job of escaping up onto the Spire there, and a few stickies down the bottom dealt a lot of damage, and I feel that really kept them in it. However, with the 2 scouts up on Spire now, that ×4 is just going to be, well, TCM won't be able to come out and push this, and they find themselves just pushed back to their last, but I'm not sure. Maybe they could have stayed there.
Yeah, it's almost like that decision you make in between intimidation or just want to, you know, reaffirm your position. But either way, that it's going to give a chance for Epsilon to have another push at this and maybe look at making 2-0. Just seeing their defense of TCM-Gaming again, just rocking that heavy. Rebeli rocking that heavy, still down at the moment though. Kaidus sitting top left, just sticking obviously the back door. If the scout got in then, I'm not sure if anyone else noticed that. Let's just see where Epsilon decide to push through, and they're still not in the area, right? So they've slowed this game down quite considerably now.
Yeah, by the looks of it, I'm just actually having a look because we do have yeah, I was going to say Epsilon gone all the way back to their midpoint to chase some players, and that's prompted at least one soldier to come out, and Demoman's joined him as well. Another soldier's going to just sit there defending his medic for now, but he's going to come out. Heavy's also outside, gets taken down very, very quickly, but a back cap of wltrs comes in, takes the round, and 2-0 Epsilon.
I wonder if anyone spotted that on the stream. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I did also see the air shot by Gear on sorry, not on Gear. It was by on KnOxXx. In fact, I think he wasn't impressed. But 2-0 the score. This is VanillaTV with the ETF2L Grand Finals between TCM-Gaming and Epsilon eSports. Let's just see how TCM tackle this middle point again. Epsilon showing their dominance at the moment, and again it looks like they have the better map positioning. TCM getting pushed back. Rebeli and Zebbosai and hymzi down already, and hocz goes down as well, so that's 4 players down for TCM Arx, and they're going to be falling back. If Byte can stay alive here, that would be probably a good escape. 70% before he picked up the med pack. Well, that's his Uber, of course, and R2 already got it. They just need to cap that spire, and this could be 3-0 very, very quickly.
Yeah, they're going to push immediately in. They know that Byte wasn't healing. They know that they just got their Uber, so Byte desperately trying to heal some players, goes for an Uber sword, does get it, manages to Uber his scout. So some clutch play there by Byte, but is it enough? He's only got 1 player alive, and there's still... kaidus has just spawned, however, but a scout is watching that spawn, kills him immediately. That one scout and medic still dancing around the point wasn't going to be enough in the end, and 3-0 in flavour of Epsilon.
Well, Arx, the flavour is Epsilon right now. You are right, in fact. So it was great play by Byte. I'm going to give him that. Very similar to what we saw Flushy do at I-43 last year. And again, that was against Epsilon, wasn't it? Or was that against TCM, wasn't it? TCM Constellation Final. Lower bracket final, that is. So, 3-0 the score, 4th round Arx. Take us through it.
Okay, so Epsilon pushing quite aggressively. Now they are up on their train, the 2 soldiers there. Demo's got focused down into the alley, and he's in a position where he's no longer in the fight. He is trying to kill that soldier there, but wasn't able to do so. The rest of the team actually jumped down there to focus him. So Epsilon commandingly taking this middle point. There is still a soldier and a medic alive. The soldier gets taken down. Medic's gone over for the Uber sword, but wltrs read that play, came round with a scattergun shot and took him down as well. By going for the gamble with that that strategy. It didn't work for him this time, but you know, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, they probably needed something to change their fortunes, and stats again courtesy of Pledge. Apparently Epsilon win 85% of points they've played 15 minutes going forward. So what that means is that after 15 minutes of the map, on the second half of a map, they win on average 85% of all rounds. So that's quite an interesting stat, really. And by the way, did we see Byte get that Uber sword? By the way, that Uber sword kill.
You know what?
Hold that fort. Hold that fort. Epsilon have Ubered in straight away again. Rebeli gone down. It's going to bait some players down, but it looks like TCM almost delayed. I think that was delayed on the stream. They've lost a lot of players. 4-0 the score. While I look that up, Arx, you're going to take us through the next round.
Right, okay, so 4-0 Epsilon carrying the momentum. 16 minutes left. There's still enough time for TCM to come back, but they really need to get a move on. They need to win some of these fights convincingly. Just to point out that we're not halfway through the map yet, so whatever score has been made, it's definitely possible to do it again. So now both teams in middle. It does look like Extreme has got pressured out of the point by at least one of the soldiers. He hasn't actually gone down though, but he is out of the fight. Epsilon getting a load of time on the point, and this could be bad because they've already capped it. Now they've already capped it, sorry. And Byte's just about to go down. They still do have their 2 scouts alive, so they're going to be able to push forward to this spire very, very quickly and cap that out before anyone can really get there. Yeah,
Byte and his team definitely need a change of fortunes at the moment. Do we still have win limit 6, by the way? Win limit 5? Are we doing that even in the final?
If there's win difference 5, then yeah.
Yeah, so this could be it. TCM, well, I'm just looking at the Ubers. Again, about the same. No real advantage for either team. Who would you say is the strongest player for Epsilon, Ox? You're going to say the Scouts? Because I think they're on fire right now.
I mean, you can tell by the points. 3 dominations, wltrs, 45 points on the board. He's up there with his medic. He's obviously dealing a ton of damage out there. Yeah, you know, actually have to go with him.
Right.
I have seen Stefan get in some really good positions. Just thought I'd throw that out. In other words, really helping his team.
And who would you say is the weakest player on the TCM team, if there is one? Apart from looking at points. Anything you've seen odd?
Not really. To be honest, I think that Zebbosai hasn't been having a good game. He hasn't really had any effect in this game at all. Yeah,
compared to Snakewater, he hasn't had the same sort of like opportunities. As we see Epsilon almost faking like they want to come in again. Optin's coming up top. Both Uber and both Scouts take down Rebeli straight away. So that's a heavy down. Just interesting to see if they decide to fall out here and recycle. It could be a faked recycle though, so they're all coming back in as a unit. hocz and Zebbosai, and hymzi goes down. Could be it, this could be it, and Epsilon have won this game 5-0, so there we have it. This is VanillaTV, and you've been watching the ETF2L Grand Final between TCM-Gaming and Epsilon, sponsored by eSports, of course. So Epsilon winning over 3 maps, and in the end winning convincingly on Badlands, but that doesn't really show the full story. 5-2 on Snakewater, losing 3-4 in favour of TCM after Golden Cap on Granary, and 5-0 on Badlands. You have been listening to and watching Arx, Beta and Comedian. Shout out to all our fans in IRC and on the streams, and of course shout out to our colleagues and friends in VanillaTV who make this possible. You don't realise how much work they do in the background, and of course Admirable and DJC on the other stream, probably doing an entertaining show as well. And just to confirm, by the way, Byte got the first melee kill, and I will be announcing the winner very shortly on IRC for the CS:GO key.